you and remove you from the bottom side of the belly of your mother. لا تعلمون شيئا وجعل لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة قليلا ما تشكرون. Allah gave you the eyesight, He gave you the heart, He gave you the hearing, but قليلا ما تشكرون. Many of us, small amongst us, are the ones thanking Allah, and many of us are not thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is why some of us are suffering. You are wondering why you are suffering, because you are not grateful for the goodness that Allah has given you. Because if you are grateful, Surah Al-Ibrahim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, if you thank me, I will increase for you. Give me the ayah. Surah Al-Ibrahim.
لَئِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ وَلَئِن كَفَرْتُمْ فَإِنَّ عَذَابَ اللَّهِ شَدِيدٌ.
Surah Ibrahim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لَئِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you thank me, I will increase for you. وَلَئِن كَفَرْتُمْ. If you deny me, you are ungrateful of the goodness. Inna adhabi la shadid. The punishment of Allah is severe. In another verse, Allah explained how His punishment looked like. Do you know? When I will catch the big one, the one they hang with the big stars. So my brothers, my sisters, I stand in front of you and I render to you that everything that we have in this dunya. Now they give me lecture. All this one I'm condemn an introduction. I'm not starting to.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar kabira! Alhamdulillah kathira!
My brothers, my sisters, everything that we have in this dunya, it is temporal. And this is where I'm going to start. Everything that we have, and I keep saying this over and over, because I want the organizer, temporal. How many of you get for live forever, Asian? If you know, like Ronaldo, and then get penalty. Catch that one. We're going to write for amongst us, who is the one that can guarantee that you will never get sick? Raise your hand. Who can guarantee among us that you will never get old? Guarantee me this. Guarantee me that you will never die and leave this dunya. You cannot. Everything that we have, let me start with the life. The life is temporal. The health is temporal. The wealth is temporal. Your property is temporal. Your knowledge is temporal. The air you breathe is temporal. Your looks, even your looks. You don't wash in tea, you don't tongue, washing. That is also temporal. There will come a time that you get tired of putting the lotion, the cream, you will get tired, you feel granite soup. Where the beef no boku. What do you have that is permanent? The Arabs, they said, La shay'un yadum. No condition is permanent. My brother, your life is not permanent. Yesterday, 30 years ago, you were a child. 20 years ago, you were a youngster. Look at these people around me. If you asked them 20 years ago, they didn't have nothing. When I left this nation, I didn't have no beard, nothing. I was clean shaved. If you see me, I'm fine. If you see me, young and fine. Look at me today. My face is full with beard. You were young yesterday. Today, you're getting older. How? How comes? I thought we celebrate, say, oh man, I don't get plus 1 year. You know, they celebrate, but they are seeing birthday, they can't, the woman, they cry, they are nana. If you birthday, they come, if you birthday, they come, not to say that the birthday, they left the gift. My brother, my sister, 1 year in this dunya, plus 1 in this dunya is minus 1 to the angels. Do you know that? 1, when you celebrate, plus 1 in your birthday, is minus 1 to the angels. When you do math, if you are very good in math, plus minus is what? It's minus. Plus minus, the sign plus minus, when you combine them together, if you know Pythagoras theorem, you will understand that plus minus equivalent to minus. So when you have a positive and a negative, the end symbol shall end up to become what? And negative. So to Allah, you are minus. To the human being, you are plus. And at the end of the way, you are living the dunya by force, hook or crook. Allah said that in the Quran. إنهم يرونه بعيدا ونراه قريبا. They see themselves far away from the Qiyamah and the questioning, and we see them so close to us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they are closer to us and I am closer to them. Min habilil warid. Catch that one. I am closer to them than their jugular vein. So my brothers, my sisters, nothing that we have lasts forever. The houses that we are building, me and you are fighting, youngsters, you are running your keke, you are running your own, there's a bicycle, you whatever mode of transportation you are using, or whatever way you are striving to make money, you are fighting so hard. My brother, can I advise you, my sister? Let advise you now, quick, you. Where you work for person, take your work. We are working so hard for this dunya. And I say this, and some people don't, they're like, hey Sheikh, really make her feel bad. Listen to this. If you build a house, I guarantee you, if the time that you start building the house, you're already 30 years, 40 years, you will die in the next 70 years. 70 years, you will be dead. Majority of us will leave the dunya at the age of 70, 71, 50, 65. If you have built a house, the house that you are building, if you are a youngster, be careful of brothers. Where they make some side for the room, they make them bend small, so the next man will they come. They say they work for you. If you build for the man now, you don't build for your mate. You are fighting for this dunya, you are working for your mate. Who are you working for? It's not Allah. You are working for your mate. The house that you are building stays in this dunya. The property stays in this dunya. The money that you are lying for stays in this dunya. So you are fighting so hard in the presence. You are worried about making money. Regardless how you make the money, stay on your lane. Now my topic starts. Regardless how you make the money, stay on your lane. Today we want to be rich. Regardless how we become rich, because the president is rich, because the vice is rich, because the ministers are rich, because the government people are rich, because the drug dealers are rich, because everyone else that is struggling is rich. So you want to become rich. Regardless how you become rich, hook or everyone answer me, hook or. So you want to make money, stay on your lane. What is your lane? What is your lane? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, come into the religion. Come into the religion. You are not organized because no specific people are posted this as Allah said, Surah Al-Baqarah, enter into the fold of Islam completely. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu dukhulu fis-silmi kaffah. Enter into the fold of Islam completely. My brother, my sister, your lane is Islam. Your path is Islam. Your way of life is Islam. Stay on your lane. Regardless how you want to make money, make your money halal. Whatever way you want to live your life, live a halal life. Because what you are working for is not for you, it's for someone else. The house that you are building, if you are a man, if you die before the woman, most likely majority of us will die before the women. Allah like? But what will they die before women? So when they work for you, mates, when they come after you, when they work for them, no make like calendar the baby say, oh man, they work. You know they don't work for you. Make sure they get something for you. Sisters, when you are working, saving money, building, and know that the man that you married to, if the man, subhanallah, dies, you're gonna remarry to another man. Make sure that man, they can say, guess more work for you. They don't work for all things. Work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because why? كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه
ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Everything in this life, كل من عليها فان. Everything that we have shall finish. كل من عليها فان. Your property shall perish. كل من عليها فان. Your knowledge will perish. كل من عليها فان. Your houses will perish. كل من عليها فان. Your life will perish. Everything in this life will perish except the presence of Allah. فبأي آلاء ربكما Look go together. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. فبأي آلاء ربكما. Which one of the bounties of Allah that you don't want? So my brothers, my sisters, What is our lane as Muslims? Today we are living the time that we are so desperate to make money, beginning from the top to bottom. We are so desperate to live a happy life. We think that by making money we are happy. I come from a nation that they believe Allah only when it comes to their money. Do you know that? United States of America, and for subhanallah, in their money, they mention in their money, in God we trust. Una money, what's in the writing side? Imamina power. Those are the things in the writing. Look at me trouble. I'm not there. I talk. Where I come from, for subhanallah, in money, they trust Allah in their money. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had said, La in shakartum la azidannakum. If you thank me, I will add for you. Because they believe in Allah, when it comes to their money is protected. Stay on your lane. You want to make money, regardless if everyone dies, as long as you make money. And today, this is something that is affecting the youth. And I'm gonna go straight into my talk and I'll be done. Listen to this, listen to it carefully. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have asked us in the Quran to stay away from a couple of things. قُلْ إِنَّ الْخَمَرَ
والميسر والأزلام والأنصاب والأزلام رجس من عمل الشيطان
فاجتنبوه
لعلكم تفلحون.
Ya Rabb. Listen to this. Allah mentioned in the Quran, إِنَّمَا الْخَمْرُ وَالْمَيْسِرُ وَالْأَنصَابِ وَالْأَزْلَامِ رِجْسٌ مِّنْ عَمَلِ الشَّيْطَانِ فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. You want to be successful in this life? Allah told you to stay away from a couple of things. And that is the center of my discussion today. Allah told us in the Quran, the one that created you, that knows you more than your parents. The one that sees you when nobody knows you. The one that knows you in the belly when your mother did not even know who you are. Before your mother saw your face, Allah has seen it. And Allah referenced that in the Quran. What is the verse in the Quran? Surah Al-Insan. What did Allah say?
بل الإنسان على نفسه بصيرا.
هل أتى? Give me هل أتى.
هل أتى للإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا.
Listen to the verse of Surah Al-Insan, ayah 1. هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا. Listen to human being. You listen properly. Allah said, هل أتى. Do you know على الإنسان, the time of you before you came to this dunya, حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا. Nobody knew who you were. Nobody knew where you're coming from, how you look like. Your mother did not know your height. Your mother didn't know your skin color. They would tell them from the sonogram is a boy. That's all they know. The sonogram cannot tell your son or your daughter is going to be a light skin, dark skin, rich or poor or wretched. It does not show that. It only shows boy and a girl. Now the nation this way they do sonography. They tell you a boy something and they will go pull a girl. So now Allah said, the one that created you, that knows you, He wants you about a couple of things. Do you want to be successful? Do you want to be successful? Allah said that in the Quran. Tell them, Ya Muhammad, إنما الخمر والميسر والأنصاب والأزلام رجس من عمل الشيطان فاجتنبوه لعلكم تفلحون. Is it ترحمون or تفلحون? Ah, now give me correct ayah. They want to confuse me. They need to attack for me safe now. They say only game guy yagba pulan. What do they say? The Quran the guy yagba say about no pulan kuchian.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
So my brothers, Allah said, إِنَّمَا الْخَمْرُ. Listen to this. The time is coming in the year. The month of December is a couple days away from now. My brother, it is the time of enjoyment in this nation. It is the time people will want to enjoy themselves. That is the time they will say that music. When I sing the music for me, allow me to enjoy myself. Allow me to enjoy myself. You know when I enjoy. Would they wait for now? Would they wait for now? This is the time people will be singing, allow me to enjoy myself. Well, Allah said, how How do you enjoy yourself? There are things that you are doing. Allah said, إِنَّمَا الْخَمْرُ وَالْمَيْسِرُ, the alcohol, the game of chance, وَالْأَنصَابُ وَالْأَزْلَامُ رِجْسٌ مِّنْ عَمَلِ الشَّيْطَانِ, the game of chance, the gambling, the throwing of arrows, these are the actions of shaitan. فَجَتَنِبُوا, stay away from it. And this is what we are doing today. We are not staying away, we are putting ourselves into it. Who sells the alcohol is the Muslim. Who drinks the alcohol is the Muslim. Who goes for the drugs is the Muslim. Today, before I left this nation, Jamba, today there is no more. People don't like Jamba anymore. What do we like now? I don't know. I know. You said it, Michelle. No, that's it. I just want to check it out. So my brothers, my sisters, drugs is not anywhere in Islam. There is nowhere in the books of Hadith, nowhere in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Fajtanibuhu, stay away from drugs. Fajtanibuhu, stay away from alcohol. Fajtanibuhu, stay away from gambling. Fajtanibuhu, stay away from the game of chance. La'allakum
tuflihu,
so that you can succeed. And today we are not succeeding because why? We have involved in things that we are not supposed to involve. You say, well, Sheikh, when you are when they pray, when they get all things, do you think they are happy? Do you think they are happy? No, they are not. Allah gave them as a punishment. Surah to Ali Imran. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? فَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ
يبخلون بما آتاهم الله من فضله هو خير لهم بل هو شر لهم سيطوقون ما بخلوا به يوم القيامة
وَلِلَّهِ
ميراث السماوات والأرض
والله
على كل شيء قدير.
This is what we call Quran. فَسُبْحَانَ رَبِّ الْعِزَّةِ وَالْجَلَالِ. See the one that Allah has tested with the property of this dunya, the money of this dunya, the houses of this dunya, the women of this dunya, the children of this dunya, that they think that they are living a happy life. بل, no, they are not. سَيُطَوَّقُونَ مَا بَخِلُوا بِهِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. We shall rob them with everything they earned because they were greedy to themselves. They wanted everything for themselves. So Allah said, I will punish them in this dunya. They have the money out of kush. They have the money out of alcohol. They have the money out of drugs. For subhanallah, the time they are supposed to enjoy it, then they get stroke. Then they get it?
stroke.
What the enjoyment now?
No way.
They were supposed to build houses. They have 10, 15 houses. They are living. They're supposed to. The time they were supposed to enjoy it, for subhana rabbil izza wa jalal, they are admitted in the
Hospital.
So what happened to the house now? Who are you for? You made. I'm not teach this one. So my brothers, drugs has no part in Islam. Alcohol, by the way, in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell Muhammad, they will ask you about alcohol. Surah Al-Baqarah, give me the ayah, Surah Al-Baqarah. يسألونك
عن الخمر قل فيهما إثم كبير ومنافع للناس وإثمهما أكبر من نفعهما.
Listen to the verse. Allah said, Ya Muhammad, يسألونك عن الخمر. They might ask you, they shall ask you, they will ask you about alcohol. قل فيهما, in alcohol, إثم كبير. Lot of sin is in alcohol. When you drink the alcohol, there is lot of sin in it. But then there is what? There is some goodness in alcohol. I come from the medical field. The alcohol wipes that we are using, we use it to do what? To kill what? Germs. Allah knows that. Allah knows that. So in the alcohol, there are some times that it is good for the Muslim. When the corona came, what did they tell us to use? What did they tell us to kill the bacteria with? Hand sanitizer. What does hand sanitizer has? How many percentage? So Allah said, there is benefit in it, but then the sin is greater than the reward. So my brother, when you look at the alcohol, because the sin is greater, it becomes haram in Islam. Look at in English language, all of us went to school. There is something called advantages and what did they teach you in your science class? When you have more disadvantage than advantage, what do you do? More disadvantage over advantage, what do you do? Now school una go, now free education una left this business. A quality one back. When you have more disadvantage than advantage, what do? You stay away from it. When the advantage is greater than the disadvantage, what do? You take it. So because the disadvantages in alcohol, the alcohol damages the brain cells. You don't know that the alcohol damages the brain cells. There is something in the brain that we need that help us. The alcohol damage that one. Number two, the alcohol will cause a disease in your system, in your liver. All of us has liver. When you drink too much of alcohol, you know what it does? It damages your liver. When your liver is damaged, you are diagnosed with a disease called a liver cirrhosis. The liver don't die. It becomes hardened. When you look at it, you look at grapes. When the grape becomes so strong, how does it look like? That is how your liver will. Then in your system, there is something else that alcohol can do. It can damage your kidneys. When your kidney becomes damaged, you know what they will say to you? You should have what? A kidney transplant. You shall be on what? Dialysis. I'm teaching now you biology and science now for bioscience today. So if it's going to damage your system, why do you want to take it? So stay in your lane. Alcohol is not for you. It will damage you. That is why they say R-U-M, ruin what? The what?
Ruin useful men.
Ruin useful men. R-U-M. Ruin useful. They don't say woman is that means not any drink, put out good. No my pattern called the person they don't pat. Hey, when they want pattern first, they get that short glass there, and they mix the alcohol with the Coca-Cola. Nala they like. Sister, let's say, what does it mean? No, not right now. Before was the men that drink. Today our sisters, Muslim sisters, you will see them in the pub, you will see them in the club, you will see them in the restaurant. Small glass cup, small one. They will pour a hard liquor on it. Hard liquor for subhanallah, and then they put Coca-Cola inside for the mixer. Then they begin to enjoy themselves. Leave the alcohol. Now we know the alcohol is not for the Muslim. Stay away from it. Let me tell you about the hadith of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The one that drinks the alcohol does not have prayer. And you should not even stay without praying also. When you don't pray, you will be questioned. When you pray, your prayer is suspended for 40 days after drinking alcohol. Number one. Another trouble of the alcohol. When you take the alcohol, for subhanallah, Allah has cursed you. The angels has cursed you. Everyone that sells it, 40 category. The one that buys the alcohol, the one that sells the alcohol, the one that brew the alcohol, the one that process the alcohol, the one that stop at the alcohol, the one that shows where they sell it. Papa say they sell that thing, he says, you imo una two equal sin. Ya Rabb al-Izza wa Jalal, stay away from me. Allah started with innamal khamr. You see the alcohol, stay away from it. Then let's move on. There is something else that is affecting us Muslims. We are not staying in our lane. Because we are not staying in our lane, we want to belong. You know, today Salon and even overseas, the people who travel, they want to belong. We go into places, we want to act like them. We want for men and look like we say we and they are the same. You understand what I mean? Eh? Somebody else, if you talk American English, Mrs. Also American, that's how we talk that kind of English. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I say what's up, you know, and yeah, what you're saying, something. Now, listen to this, drugs. I am going to give you in a two aspects, the Islamic point of view and the medical point of view. And I'm saying this out of evidence based as someone that is in the medical field. For Ya Rabb al-Izza wa Jalal, drugs. In alcohol, Allah said there is some goodness in alcohol, right? When we do surgery, sometimes you have to use some kind of alcohol to clean that area so that bacteria does not grow. So it is allowed at that time. And you're gonna have to use the hand sanitizer. It is allowed because why? Then you are killing the bacteria. Some goodness. When it comes to drugs itself, there is no goodness in the drugs. It is something that is completely haram. Now you go say, well, Quran don't mention Kush not be the prophet in them. Alright, you got to play. Say, Sheikh, you can't talk about Kush not be the prophet in them. And so how? And Rasul mentioned things that was not even there yet. He didn't mention by the name Kush, no. a mentioned intoxicant, anything that plays with your mental stability, anything that plays with your mindset, it is haram. Kullu sharab.
مسكر حرام
قليلا أو كثير فهو إيه؟ haram. Any intoxicant, anything that little or more in quantity, anything that makes you to lose your brain cells, that makes you to become confused, it becomes haram. My brother, my sister, I am sadly rendering this to you to let you know, and I will start with the thing called kush. Kush is a small medication that comes from the Netherlands. I will tell you where it's coming from. And very soon, we shall start calling names of people that we know that are involved in it. Not me, but there are people that are about to do it if they don't stop. Let me tell you about the Kush. It comes from the Netherlands. It is a small chemical they bring to Sierra Leone. And then, the biochemists of Sierra Leone that we don't know how to make our own medication is to drug the people. We will come in and then we will reprocess the one that comes from the Netherlands and we make it more potential and become more heavier so that it can have more effect on the people. You know that you know the kush. One, the kush itself is small, and then they will get the bone of a dead man, diamond bone. This is about Kriona they talk about. Diamond bone, where person died. There is a bone in the human being that does not get rot. What's in the bone? That can tell me.
bone.
What in English, in Creole?
If you buy like small and like rest, no more, and between the backbone and the foot suicide and
what is the common name? You give me long jump, give me short one. What is the name?
Tailbone.
Tailbone? You work out me, I make you know that name. Now somebody asks me, I say, but you are tailbone. When we die, every bone, every part of us will disappear in the earth. The only thing that stays in the grave is your tailbone, and then your long bones will stay there for some time. Those long bones of your joints and your hands, our brothers will go at night, they will dig the grave, they will take the bone of the dead man, they will grind the bone, they will mix it with the kush, and then they took tramadol, they add that inside for them, they can reprocess and they sell it to them. How did they know the bone of a dead man? How did they know the bone of a dead man has some kind of chemicals in it? How they know that? This is what we are smoking. This is the tablets that we are taking. And the dangerous part, you know something. Go ask for me, better. They will give this to you, and sometimes you go to a club and they say, well, look diamond, or look butterscotch. In the butterscotch, then there is what? Push inside. So all what you're smoking is a dead man bone. 10 years from now, you will be out of this dunya. Your brain will be damaged. Our leaders before, they didn't want to talk about it because they were afraid. When they were asked, why are you not arresting the people? Why are you coming out against it? They say, well, before, when they smoke jamba, then they took people there, then they kill people there. But when they smoke the kush, they sleep, now they sleep. So they allow it. Now we are going after them to let them know this is wrong. My brother, as a Muslim, anything that makes you lose your brain cells, let me tell you how your brain works. Listen to this. Our brains are divided into lobes. Lobe, L-O-B-E. You have the frontal lobe. You have the occipital, which is the back of your lobe, your head, and you have the parietal of your head, on the sides of your head. My brothers, my sisters, there are some chemical, when they get to certain part of your head, my brother, you lose those molecules in your brain, brother, you don't have no function in community no more. And that is what they want, so we can be destroyed. They will continue for the lead with Chego. Chego, I don't know, long case, I don't know, can make a man. So my brothers, is this your lane that you want? What is your lane? Is it the drug lane? Some of us, they say, no, brother, I didn't take pusher, but now I'm the seller and the pusher. Some of us, what she don't have, some of the pusher. Where is so? Allah, they call him more. Because we don't see that in the list. Would they push drugs? Your sin is equivalent to the one that takes it. Why? You are the one that is selling it to destroy the brains of your fellow human beings. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَجَتَنِبُوهُ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. How much money do you want to make out of drugs? That is why you want to destroy the entire nation. And the people are selling, they get leons, they don't have the dollars, they want to wash the money, and then they will come with the leons in bags, they want to buy dollar. Regardless how much you tell them the dollar cost, they will buy it. That is why your economy is going into a free fall. Kush is one of the epidemic of the economy. The Kush. When they use the money, they come, you get dollar, they want to buy dollar, you tell them say 2 million for $100, they buy. Because why? They are doing money laundering now. They want to change it so it can become in their pocket so they can take it overseas. They are building houses on the mountains, on the damage of the brains of their fellow brothers and sisters. Let's stay away from it, because Islam does not allow you to take anything, even water. You see the water? This one. If you drink till you chuck, the water don't become haram. Do you know that? Yes. Even though not halal. This one. If I drink this one, I take the next one I drink, I take the next one I drink, I begin to say, it don't become haram. Once I start losing my brain cells. And our brain is so important. Let me tell you, I am in the mental health field in the United States of America. I work with teenagers and I work with adolescents and adults that deals with mental issues. And one of the reasons, majority of the people, when we admit them, most of them are taking drugs, some kind of drugs. It's either they are taking cocaine, they are taking illicit drugs, they are taking amphetamines. I don't want to call them, they don't begin to look for them because I don't memorize them. After some time, they start seeing things on the wall. They start seeing birds climbing on the wall. They start seeing dead people. They start seeing themselves acting. They come and they need help. The first thing we ask them, are you on drugs? No, I'm a social drugger. Have you ever had social drugger? That means I did drug one time. How many times in a day? Just one time in a day. One time in a day, then you become a social one. Then I call social. One time in a day. And I 5 daily prayer that day. It damages the brains. It damages the brain. And what happens with the brain, those chemicals comes in your brain. When it comes to your brain, it destroys, because everything in your medulla oblongata supposed to be in the same equilibrium. I'm speaking big language here, so you can understand that what we are saying. You should understand that your brain should be in the same level. All the chemicals in your brain should be in the same level. When you take these drugs, some of them make the chemical go higher than the other. When it becomes higher in your brain, you start acting in a funny way. That is why the kush, what does the kush do to the person? You are supposed to be taking it after it's done. Not to be a teacher how to take out, say, Sheikh, let's say you don't tell me how to take another, I'm saying, Sheikh, I tell you how to smoke kush. No, and I tell you the danger that is causing to you. The people that are bringing it, some of them, they take it. Some of them are big man and the big one there. You know the big one there? Above. They have no big pass God, but you have to be land. They call from above. You know, the nation is also say call from above, not get last name. Now anybody will get above, we don't know. When they take it, they wait in the evening. They get good food, meat, beef. You know, the beef says around there almost for pound beef. How much the last buy the last one? He buy the beef the last time, I said, no buy again, this is today, I go to America, go eat beef in America, just give me fish no more. Then they say the fish back 3 for 55,000, I say, well, it's not good. Well, give me bunga. And well, bunga said, he said, he asked for sale, I said, well, therefore, I just put empty glass, I sleep with no meat. Now listen to this. When they're about to take it, they will eat. If they get woman, they... You understand? When they don't done, then they go to bed, they sleep. That's what they do. So what the kush does to them, it helps them. If you ask a man that takes kush, he tell you, say, now for that distressed, that not stress anymore. I don't want to stress. So that just get collapsed over the country, get a bad name stress. Maybe I know I'm not stressed again. So that make I go back Creole because I talk Creole personal. Now they take it, they go to bed. Monday morning, they were supposed to come to the office at 8. They will wake up in the morning, they will call the permanent secretary, they will call their supervisors or wherever to the girl, and then the next thing, 5,000 leons, you get the kush. You see how cheap it is? It's cheaper than us. Kukri. The kush is more cheaper than what? Kukri. Kukri, the most important kukri one, how much is the seller? 30,000. The Poma is at 10,000. 20 naira for the upper miskina, the miskina, the average. So now, the last time you chopped, it was 4 p.m. beans with no meat, and then now you are coming after 9 o'clock at night. You are pushing. You take the kush. When you take the kush, you need to eat, but you don't have money to eat anymore. Right there and then, the last time you slept was yesterday 5 in the morning. Now you wake up. You don't do almost 24 hours with no sleep. What does the kush do to you now? Immediately you take and done. Within 5 minutes, you turn robot. You become a robot in the street. Did you see that brother? He just look the sky no more. The angel they say, you wait for me. The can be too again for can be. Allah referenced that in the Quran. Surah Al-Fajr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala referenced the kind of punishment that you give people on the day of judgment. Surah Al-Hashr towards the ending.
فيومئذ لا يؤذب عذابه أحد ولا يوثق وثاقه أحد.
That is the verse. فَيَوْمَئِذٍ لَا يُعَذِّبُ عَذَابَهُ أَحَدٍ. The day there will be punishment, a punishment that cannot be acted on a movie. وَلَا يُوثِقُ وَثَاقَهُ أَحَدٍ. We will tie them, a tying that you've never seen. Never in the dunya. No one before was tied. No one, no rebel leader, no president that was overthrown, that was tied that kind of way on the day of judgment. My brothers, my sisters, that is what happened. Then you are sitting there now, you are hungry, you go to sleep in the public because you were supposed to take it while you are home and sleeping. Where's the stress now? I don't put stress for yourself. You added more stress in your brain. So my brother, my sister, the drugs has no place in Islam. Drugs does not have no place, and the Muslims that are selling it will betide you. Shame upon you, our brothers that are pushing it. How much money do you want to make? The money where you make so, not for somebody else. I am telling you, and I will wrap up with this, the money that you are making, that you are saving in the bank, if you don't use it yourself, and make me say, we will check, and after them first check, we will check with the anger. Oh my, don't see me that it. What come on, I go change, what change, a ginger, now the way if you see me, a ginger. Make the Islam so people can understand that you can follow Islam. If you see me in the beach, you will think I don't know how to read Quran, but you can be for me. For Ya Rabbul Izzah wa Jalal, we make ourselves to know the small thing that you have. Live the life of a comfortable one. You don't want haram, you don't want someone's money, work your own money. And that is the problem today. We don't want to work, we just want to earn. We don't want, you give somebody, say, can't bill for me. Now, if they teach you pass what you work for you. Their maslasi, they're always incomplete. Majority of them, the executive, all man on below, the maslasi still up in not on it. How come? Jama fi sabilillah, they collect. Jama fi sabilillah, this time that the maslasi they make somebody too. But you're still building your house, and your house is 5 minutes from the masjid. Everyone don't complete the home, the masjid is still standing there. So my brother, the money that you're fighting to earn and save, if you did not wear the money yourself, you did not eat the money yourself, you did not enjoy the money, someone else will enjoy the money. Because when you are sick in the bed, when the doctor say this medicine, now 1 million, doctor, now 1 million, you know, the doctor, you know, right, other way cheaper. Imagine you get money, they beg for me, they write money, cheap. Why? The one way you die, they left some change. So what are you left the money for? What are you left the money for? They share the money. Even your burying, when you die yourself, when you die, you have billions of millions of dollars or thousands of dollars. You have it in your account. When you die, your relative, beginning from your wife, now the first goes in and say, I want to make the burying. Well, if you never put Jamalo, wait until the Jamalo fiscal force. They say, oh, wait, with the Jamalo fiscal, you got money. But when you die, when they come to work, you say, ah, that if you didn't have a good Jama, Sheikh Mufty, then Sabia. Well, no, wait, no, see for what in the Jama they bring cancer. No, wait, no, see what in the Jama they come. Your own money, they don't want to spend it. Because why? What they want to do, they want to share the money by themselves. By your own bedding, they don't want to use your money for bedding. You us that you have your own house, that you sell push to make money to build the house. How many of us will be buried in our home? Raise your hand. Almost how many buried in our house? That you work and you say, hey no, una tena ngona kisiro de, una go put a near the other Sheikh. You cannot go away, you can't make the and say, oh man, I don't do it, oh my child, The bed that you are sleeping today, it is a king-size bed, a double king-size bed. Some of us, we want money. When we build our room, the room is long from yonder to yonder. When you put the bed, the glass that's so big. So when you die, the wife they say, una pull and do, una pull and can't go to their small room, everything in the room, the next sleep they go and put on it. If you your master bedroom, they don't want you again. So what are you working for? Who are you work for? Yes. Who are you work for? Yes. So what's the purpose of this drugs? So drugs is not your main, my brothers, my sisters. So stay away from all of the intoxicants, because Allah said, إِنَّمَا الْخَمْرُ وَالْمَيْسِرُ وَالْأَنْصَابُ وَالْأَزْلَامُ رِجْسٌ مِّنْ عَمَلِ الشَّيْطَانِ. All of these things, the game of chance, the smoking and the drinking of alcohol, all of this is the game of shaitan. فَجْتَنِبُوهُ. And finally, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, shaitan will use these things to divide you and make you become enemies. What is the ayah? إنما الشيطان
إنما الشيطان يريد أن يوقع بينكم العداوة والبغضاء في الخمر والميسر ويصدكم عن سبيل الله ويصدكم عن ذكر الله وعن الصلاة فهل أنتم منتهون.
ما شاء الله. Listen to this. إنما الشيطان. You see Shaitan wants to bring what? Stuck around you all, enmity and hatredness by using alcohol and intoxicant to divide between you. When the man don't marry, the married man, not to Sheikh. When a Muslim, he don't go allergy. He don't go ajo, he go allergy. Remember that music there? Allergy. Remember that music there? You don't go allergy. The shaitan wants to take you away, and then the man that used to pray, he goes and take the drug, he goes and smoke the weed, he goes and take the jamba, we call it kanja. No, kanja, kanja na from man to God, to God to man. You see, you cannot grow and they come on from the When you take the drugs, you take the alcohol, you are a Muslim, you pray, you come home. إِنَّمَا الشَّيْطَانُ. Shaitan wants and يُوقِيَ بَيْنَكُمُ الْعَدَاوَةُ وَالْبَغْضَاءُ. He wants to start a fight and enmity. What do? The man that drinks and smoke comes home, he wife sit down house, he don't know nothing. Miskinatu. I call her miskinatu. Meaning she is innocent, no sin. She has done nothing wrong. You can't also be inconsistent, my brother. You eat the witch, they tell me. When she is only, they don't tell me say the witch, the witch. Now you cannot be better so today. When you are not better so because of you, you are like a boss scrape. You are the boss scrape. Now beat life for us over the woman. What does Shaitan do? He don't bring waiting and enmity. Between Uda, between the husband and the children sees daddy acting like Uda no get head, Uda no punado, the picking the giron, the picking the old man, they run go inside the room. Innama shaitan and yuqiya bainakum al-adawatu wal-baghdha. Shaitan makes the enmity, the child are running away from you. Some of we are Fir'auna in our home. Majority of we demand we are Fir'auna now. When she can house, picking already disappear. Daddy don't come, daddy I need like cost today. Papa I need cost now. Why? Because he's high on drugs, he's beating the wife, he's beating, and sometimes it's the sisters. When they don't smoke, fine, when they don't push, fine. When the sister carries the kanya, you touch me, no boss, you below bone. It isn't a me bone, not a me mama bone. And you want to talk so. So my brothers, my sisters, shaitan makes that enmity. If it is in a community, the brother that smokes, you see him on the street, you tell us, hey, oh my, you guy bad. You tell him, say, get out. You tell him, say, get out. You say, get in. As I don't tell him, say, get out. You say, you get in. Argument everywhere. Because why? Shaitan is now making what? You all become enemy. Everyone is cussing one another. The husband is beating the wife is insulting the children. The people on the street cussing one another because everyone is high on drugs. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala completed the verse. The shaitan will then want to take you from the path of Allah. When you are high on drugs, will you remember to pray? Will you remember to read Quran? No. And then he will take you from the salat. فَهَلْ أَنْتُمْ no, stop. Allah is asking, are you not going to stop? Don't you see you become someone that you are not supposed to be? You were a lovable man when your wife marries you. Today because of drugs, your wife don't want to talk to you no more. And someone put away by drugs, you know, when acting and when you smoke ganja, you smoke weed, then you take push for tab day, you forget for brush him out. You did 4 days, you not brush him out. You can't hear you have to say, you will give me one kiss,